Hi everyone, so this is a tutorial on how to do this whole splitter combiner method that I've been talking about. I'm on the last step of my Lord of the Rings clip that I was doing, so I figured this would be a good time to go through it because I can show you the tail end of the whole process. Well, pretty much going through everything that I have right now to be able to make this tutorial a little easier for everybody. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a source video, obviously. So, find your source video. In this case, I'm using this Lord of the Rings clip. I suggest when you do this to, sorry about that, to rename this something like Left Eye, or like, for instance, I could change this to LOTR Left Eye. And then once you change that, you can then drop it into IW3. Go ahead and choose a file, and then open it up here. And you're going to want to use these settings right here for this pass. When you're done converting this video, or this source video, you're going to get your side-by-side result. It's going to be named the same thing, but with the metadata at the end of it. And it's going to look something like this. After you get that, you're going to want to open up DaVinci, and you're going to want to drag that in right there in your library, and then drag that onto your timeline. After you do that, you're going to want to go right here to the Fusion tab. You want to click Effects, go to little magnifying glass, and then type in Splitter. Drag that right into the middle line here, and that will split the side-by-side video half and half horizontally. After that, what you want to do is you want to click this swap check mark, and that'll swap to the right eye. So as you can see, it swaps eyes. After you have that checked, you want to go to delivery page. You want to name it Lord of the Rings clip right eye. After you're done doing that, you export it out, and then you go back to IW3, click choose a file again, and then you select Lord of the Rings clip right eye. After you do that, run it through, get that clip, you're going to want to go back into DaVinci, keep this on the board, and this is where I'm at right now. You want to take the right version, pop that right into the library, and then if you keep DaVinci up while the other clip is going, you can just bring it back up. But if you're working with longer movies, you'll probably open DaVinci up later. But the project saves, so you can always enter it again. This way, you can have it like this still, and then you can just unclick the swap. And that way, your left video is back to the left eye. Then you take your right eye video that you made, you drop it into the timeline here. If this happens, you have double audio, just right-click one of them, click link clips off, click off of it, and then right-click the audio you don't want, click delete selected. That way you only have one audio track, and then you'll have both your left eye and right eye videos. You want to go back into the Fusion tab. Now at this point, video 1 is left eye. Video 2 is right eye. So if you go back to the Fusion tab, you'll see you have under clips, video 1 and video 2. In this case, we want video 2 because it doesn't have a splitter yet. You're going to want to do the same thing you did with the left eye in the beginning. Go back to the magnifying glass and type in splitter. Take it, drag it again right into the middle there. And then you want to click the swap button on this one. And then once you do that, you want to go to this little cog in the bottom right. And in this case, the source video is 1920 by 1080. So the side-by-side full would be 3840 by 1080. So you want to change the timeline size to 3840 by 1080. Go back to your timeline, and then you'll have the timeline. The preview will have this nice 3840 by 1080 box, and both your left and right eye will be directly in the middle. You want to go to the left eye here, click your inspector, go to video, and then you want to change position right here to negative 1920 for the left eye. That'll put it all the way to the left. And then the right eye, you want to change the positioning to 1920 positive, and that'll put it all the way to the right. And then there you go. You have your 4.0 depth without edge artifacts right here. After that, you can do all your editing. What I suggest after you do this, if it looks good to you, is you select both of these clips, you right click, you click a new compound clip, and then click create. You can name it if you want, you don't have to. And then it'll create one whole clip, and then that way it'll be one whole piece right here that you can edit and scrub through as you please. You can edit it with the effects tools here. You can go into the color tab, change your color, contrast settings, all that good stuff. You can increase the mid detail on it to make it look a little bit more 3D, play with saturation, all that good stuff. What I like to do with the finished product, since the left eye isn't warped a second time, is I'll take the, let me just go ahead and undo this real quick. I usually like taking the left eye here, and I like changing the yaw in the inspector a little bit, usually around maybe 10. And then that will kind of shift this a little bit inward towards the middle, and it'll straighten out the image a little bit onto the right eye, would make it a little bit more straight ahead on you for the viewer, and it might help with a little bit of retinal rivalry. So that's a really good tip to have if you find your video is a little bit off kilter in your view. You can do a little bit of a yaw adjustment on the left eye. After you've done that, again, you just click new compound clip, do your edits, and then you go to your export tab, and then you set all of your encoding settings. I usually like to do either constant or variable bitrate with a slower preset on a 2-pass full. I take off adaptive B-frames because sometimes it seems to mess up scene changes. Makes it flicker a little bit. And you want to click force debayer to highest quality along with force sizing to highest quality. Once that exports out, you have your side-by-side video. If you want to do any cropping of the black borders, if you want to get rid of them at any time, I suggest that you do that in the Fusion tab on the specific clips. So if this was, say, the left eye and not a side-by-side video, you'd want to do the crop on that and then do the crop also on the other one as well after you place a splitter. That way, when you go in, you change the resolution, the size of the box in the preview, and the output isn't going to be a giant black box around 2 small images. It'll fill up the entire box, and then you won't have the black bars anymore. Other than that, you're all set to go. So I hope you liked the tutorial. I hope it helps you, and I hope it gets you to making 4.0 depth a reality for people, even with low spec hardware. So thanks again. Have a great night.